Hi guys. So this week I decided to do something a little bit more sentimental. It's more for me than anyone else, but hopefully you can relate to it in some way. But this week's video is going to be a list of things kind of that my father has taught me in my life. He's not doing so well medically speaking, and I probably don't have that much time left with him in the world. But, you gotta think back to all the positive things. So I wrote down a short list of not even anywhere close to the amount of things he's taught me. But, just a few kind of simple things, I guess. So let's get started. Number 1, my dad, every single night when I was younger, would lay in bed with me and read me Harry Potter. And that's how I learned to read, really. It was just to listen to him and all that stuff. So that's one of my favorite childhood memories. That's why I love Harry Potter so much. Number 2, just like every great dad has ever done with his son and or daughter, I guess you could teach your daughter how to do this as well, is to play catch. My dad had a really weird way of doing it, but I got really good, and I thank him for that. Got some man skills out of it. Number 3, he taught me how to ride a bike. Actually, I don't really remember having a bike with training wheels ever, but I'm sure I did. I'm not that cool. But, so, yeah, they taught me how to ride a bike. Vehicle that moves you in some sort of way. My dad taught me how to drive. My mom has never really driven ever in my entire life, but my dad always drove. He taught my brother and I, but here I remember him teaching me on a back highway in Spokane, Washington. I learned how to drive at like 60 miles an hour, so that's a thing. It was fun though. And I'm a much better driver than a lot of people my age, so to have like unrelenting strength. He's gone through so much physically, and because of the physically, emotionally as well. Kidney transplant, 6 hip surgeries, a bad disc in his back. A whole lot of things that should have stopped him a long time ago, but he never let it. And watching that kind of built me up, and now I think I'm a lot stronger for it. I remember there were times where he'd be in a wheelchair after he had one of his hip surgeries, and I wanted to play catch or something, and he couldn't really play catch with me if he was in a wheelchair, so he would lift himself up out of the wheelchair and we had really big outdoor bar stools. He'd play catch with me for like hours, and that, no matter how much pain he was in. So I really, really love those memories. And number 6, which to me is number 1 in importance, and I don't think I could ever learn this from anyone else. And I hope that this is something that I teach my children once I have them. My dad showed me what true, unconditional, unrelenting, no strings attached, wholeheartedly, what it meant to love someone. And because of that, I know that true love exists, not from movies or books or fairy tales. It's because my dad loved my mom, and my mom, don't get me wrong, my mom loved my dad. They still do. ridiculous amounts, but that's how I know what love is, and that's why I refuse to settle in a relationship. So those are the 6 things that I could think of off the top of my head. I'm positive there's hundreds more that my dad has taught me over the years, but I just kind of wanted to take a little bit of time to reminisce and think about my dad, and all the great things he's taught me so far in life. That's it, that's all I got. So I'll see you guys next Friday. I think I'm going to have a guest next Friday, so it should lighten the mood a little bit. Have a good weekend.